Okay, so welcome if you're just tuning in today. I know we may have a few people to start, and if not, just being open to some of these exercises that we're going to work with today. So, I'm just going to start because if you follow in with the recap, you'll be able to just tune in and begin your practice. So, whenever you're ready, find your way into a comfortable meditative position. So, the position that I'm in right now is called Virasana or Hero's Pose, and this is a pose that I found to be very comfortable for sitting for long durations of time. And as you come into this position, you want to see that you're seated on an object and that the spine is erect. So when I say that the spine is erect, the spine has a natural S-shaped curve. And you want to allow for the spine to remain in that curve. And in order to do so, you need to allow for the weight to be even in the sit bones and the fronts of the pelvis. Once you find that evenness in your weight, you can press down just slightly on the base of the tailbone and allow for the center chest to lift up. The elbows draw back slightly, and the tops of the shoulders release to the backs of the shoulders. The chin is centered, the eyes are soft, and the gaze should be somewhere around 3 to 4 feet in front of you, just to find yourself in your sitting position. And when you find your way into your sitting position, then just let the eyes close. And as you let your eyes close, begin to take your attention to our first focal point for today's practice, the tips of the nostrils. And as you bring your attention to this space, this region, which is the tips of the nostrils, notice the sensations that begin to arise in this region. And if you can't feel the sensations in the nostril region, allow for the breath to become a bit more exaggerated. Just to breathe in a little bit stronger through the nose, as to exhale a little bit more deeply through the nose, just like this. By inhaling and exhaling a bit more deeply, you may begin to notice some of the sensations on the tips of the nostrils. may be helpful to even note the type of sensation that you're having in the tips of the nostrils. For instance, is the sensation a sensation of pressure, of tickling, of cooling? Is it a sensation of warming, a sensation of flutter, a sensation of tension, a sensation of lightness, a sensation that maybe is difficult even to describe, but you notice that there is some sensation in this region. If you find that your attention is drawn to anywhere else, see if you can bring the attention back to the tip of the nostrils without effort, without effort. Eyes are closed. Breath is natural. And the focus, if you can, remains at the tips of the nostrils. We begin today's practice in this way, so that the mind has a very specific point to focus its attention to. Welcome. So if you're just tuning in, our practice is a basic practice of observing the attention at the tips of the nostrils. If you're familiar with this practice, you can just begin. Let the body come into a restful position. Allow both eyelids to close. And take your attention solely to the tips of the nostrils. As other sensations arise, and they may, see if you can take the attention and bring it back to the tips of the nostrils. To do this process correctly is to keep the attention focused only in the nostrils. If you find that other thoughts arise, other feelings, other sensations, you may observe them, just notice thought, sensation, feeling. And as it seems natural, just as natural as it is for our bodies to breathe, likewise as natural it is for you to take the attention and draw it back to the nostrils, again and again. The reason we keep the attention solely in the nostrils is because when the mind has a place to focus its attention, it can become very peaceful, very still. In the beginning especially, it may not seem like this is possible, or it may seem difficult. But as you keep drawing the attention to the tips of the nostrils, eventually, what you may find is that you can keep your attention in this place. And if you do this enough times, you may start to notice that the mind begins to go away. The thoughts, the attentions on various sensations throughout the body, the feelings, they come, they go. but you remain aware, you remain focused, present. You have permission to allow the body to rest, and as it feels natural for you, to keep the attention for this duration of time, for this exercise, solely in the tips of the nostrils. Noticing the sensations, warm sensations, cooling sensations, prickling sensations, dry sensations, moist sensations, sensations of discomfort, sensations of ease. And if for whatever reason you don't feel any sensations in the region of the tips of the nostrils, see if you can let the breath become a little bit more exaggerated. Not much, but enough that you can notice air movement across the layer of the nostrils and back. Eyes closed, breath moving naturally. You may notice some sounds around you, and that's okay as well. But for now, see if you can keep the attention centered in the tips of the nostrils. this exercise may present itself as challenging, difficult, you may find, as you allow yourself the opportunity to take time to focus, it may become much easier. You may begin to see that all of your attention can remain in the tips of the nostrils for the entire duration of the sitting period. If you find other sensations arising, which you may, notice. And as it feels natural for you, see if you can bring the attention back to the tips of the nostrils. These other sensations may be strong, they may be subtle, all various. But for today's exercise, as best as you can, see if you can keep the attention in the nostrils. In the nostrils. And if for well, thank you if you tuned in today. Thank you so much for your time. If you follow up on the playback, I look forward to sitting with you. And thank you so much for giving this time to allowing to see what happens when we just let our attention sit and just watch. You may begin to find that these sensations change over time. They change and they change and they change. And you may begin to feel much more ease, and much more peace, much more peace. Thank you so much, Instagram community. I look forward to tuning in again. I appreciate, like I said, your time. and I will look forward to working with you in another couple of days. Thursday morning, March the 8th at 6:25 a.m. to 6:50 a.m. And I am also going to work to getting an upload on YouTube. So if you missed this, or you didn't get a chance, or you maybe did but you wanted to see more, feel free to tune into the playback. So I'm wishing you a day of much peace, much happiness, and much, 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 much harmony. Thank you.